Hello everyone, welcome to the session 4 Introduction to Statistics, Day 4. In this session, we will be discussing about the second stage of statistics, that is how to represent the data. So as I discussed in the previous sessions, there are two types of data, qualitative and quantitative. In session 3, we discussed about how to collect the data. There are two ways we can collect. One is in the primary data collection, when you are reaching the target directly and getting the information. The other one is secondary, where the data which you want, you can get it from the sources where it is already available. So when you have data, the next stage of statistics is how to represent the data. Okay. So here, as I said, we will be focusing on qualitative data. In that, I will be discussing about the way of representation, that is pie charts. So this is a brief introduction about me. You can connect me on the LinkedIn. This is my LinkedIn ID. So as I discussed in the session 3, the data which is unorganized or unprocessed, you collected from a source, and which is not cleaned, not organized or analyzed. So such kind of data is called raw data. So when you have raw data, so how to organize the data to make interpretations, to take informed decisions, right? So that is the step 2 of statistics, organize data. So here there are many ways we can organize the data. Even though in previous sessions I divided the data into only two types, qualitative and quantitative, I want to specifically define, like see this, we know this quantitative data and qualitative, but what about this numerical data also comes under quantitative, but here I put it separately because of the methods we use to represent the data. So that's why I wanted to show it clearly. Okay. So in this session I'll be focusing more on qualitative data. So in that, especially pie charts. Clear? First, let us know how to represent the qualitative data. Then I'll move to quantitative. Then we'll move to numerical data. Clear? So what are pie charts? So you might have seen in newspapers, right? The data is represented in the form of circles, right? Circular. So therefore, whenever you are representing the data in the form of circular is called pie charts. So in that circular form, if you remember, so this is the example of pie chart. If we see, we have a complete circle. So this circle total represent the total divided into 100%. So we are going to represent the data in terms of percentage, right? So the total percentage is 100%, right? If you can see here, I have taken, suppose there are, assume that there are 5 data 1, data 2, data 3, data 4, and all the data they measures are converted into percentage, and the total percentage is 100%. This 100% is nothing but the area of this circle. Clear? So the total area is divided into different parts, so each part is nothing but a slice, right? A slice of the pie. And these slice represent the relative magnitudes of the parts to the whole. So in this total 100%, so this is a 40%, this is of 10%, this is of 10%, again this is of 20%, and this is of 20%. So therefore the total 5 datas are represented out of total 100%. Clear? So for example, if you see newspaper, like whenever you see, we find the pie charts when budget categories and market shares, time or resource allocations. So, right, so these are all the few example where we can use pie charts. Okay, so let us take one example, and how and also construct the pie chart. Suppose here I have company and the revenue generated by the company. So 1 2 3 4 5, so there are five companies: Exxon Mobil, Chevron, Phillips 66, Valero Energy, Marathon Petroleum. And these are all the corresponding revenues in $1 million. Clear? So here we have a standard procedure to construct a pie chart. So first what we do, you just take the data as it is, whichever the given. Then you take the total of these values, because we want to know, if you see it is about, in the total circle we are representing how much portion is for each, right? So therefore it is necessary to know what is the total, right? So you take the sum of all these, so then you would be getting the total, right? Now what do you do next? Out of this total 510991, how much is the Exxon Mobil, how much is Chevron, how much is Phillips 66, how much is Valero Energy, how much is a Marathon Petroleum? So that is nothing but the proportion, right? So how would you get this proportion here? Suppose here, how did you get this 0.0? So that is nothing but you have Exxon Mobil the revenue 205004 out of how much? 510991. So that will give you 0.4012. So this much portion, right? And similarly you can find, so the chevron part is how much? 107567 out of total is how much? 510991. So that will give you 0.2105. Similarly, so like that you can find all the proportions for each company. After finding the proportion, so the next thing is you need to find the degree. Why? Because the total circle is having how much total? 360 degree, right? If you are starting from here and you are coming back to where we started, so that means it is a complete circle, right? So therefore we are covering the total 360 degree. So I want to know each proportion is how much degree it is, right? So therefore what you do, you just multiply this proportion 0.4012, you just multiply with the total 360. So then you would be getting the angle for each, right? So therefore Exxon Mobil will carry 144.43 degrees out of total 360, and 75 points. Similarly, if you multiply this each proportion with 360, then you would be getting the corresponding degree for each company. Clear? So, and also see, you need to be very careful when you are doing this step 2. You must ensure that the total you are getting, it must be the total proportion should be 1, and the total degree should be 360. So if you don't get 360 and 1, you must recheck that, okay, something you might have done somewhere in the calculation part. So make sure that all the calculations are correct, and ensure that you would be getting the total proportion as 1 and a total degree as a 360. So now next thing, as I said, if you remember, in pie charts we use, right, each slice is nothing but the percentage, right? It is in the form of percentage. So how we would be getting the percentage? Now you see, it is a simple logic. You just see, so we got the total degrees, that is 360 degree, and then we also got for each company how much degree it is, right? So here See, now I want to find the degree percentage for the exon. So exon is how much? 144.43. Out of is how much? 360 degree. So I want to convert it into percentage. You just multiply with the 100. So then you would be getting the percentage for each one. So therefore one, and similarly for the chevron. So chevron is how much degree? 75.78. Out of is how much? 360 degree into, so because I want to write it down in the percentage form, so therefore I would be getting 21.0 percentage. Clear? So therefore the first step is to take the total. From the total you find how much each proportion for each company. So these are all the proportions. Once after finding the proportion, make sure that you are getting the total one, and then the next step is multiply with the 360 degree. Why? Because we are carrying the total 360 degree, right? So I want to know each proportion is how much degree it carries. So therefore you just multiply with the 360, then you would be getting the degrees for each company. Then make sure that again it will give you the total 360. So then after finding the degrees, you should know how much percentage for each category, right? So what you do, out of this 360 degree, how much percentage is this? 144.43. So that is nothing but 144.43 divided by 360 into 100, that will give you 40.1 percentage. Now after having the percentages, so this is our final data we use to construct the pie chart. So therefore very simple. So you just to draw a circle, right? So in that what is the highest percentage, which is, which one is the highest percentage, right? 40.1. so that is exxon mobil. So therefore you just to divide this into highest percentage, that will give you 40.1 percentage. Then what is the next highest? 21 percentage. So lesser than this, so this is a 21 percentage. And next what is the highest one? 14.2. so therefore smaller slice, so this is a 14.2. And then next 13.7, right? So this is a 13.7 percentage. Then we left out with a 10.9, right? So this is how we construct a pie charts, right? So what is the first step? First find the total, then find the each proportion. For each proportion, then find the degree. From each degree, find the corresponding percentage to draw the pie chart. Clear? So very simple. Thank you. And yeah, so you start liking and comment, and also as I said, you suggest me the topics where like which topic specifically you want me to upload, and also subscribe my channel, so it will give the motivation, so that I can be more encouraged and I can upload very diverse topics. Okay, thank you so much.